Imagine you're completely new to Forex trading, with zero prior knowledge. How would you start? What's the fastest, simplest, and most direct path to success, free from unnecessary jargon or confusing theories? That's exactly what we're covering in this guide. By the end, you'll have a crystal-clear roadmap to kickstart your Forex trading journey in the most optimal way possible. This isn't just about learning. It's about building a clear vision for yourself, so you don't get sidetracked, stay self-motivated, and set clear, actionable, and realistic goals. Ready to dive in? When I first started learning Forex, I was completely overwhelmed. Nothing made sense. To make matters worse, I had no one to ask questions. Basic concepts like pips or brokers just didn't click. And don't even get me started on EUR/USD. I had no clue what any of it meant. But here's what I realized after rewatching and rewatching and rewatching those learning videos. Slowly but surely, things started to make sense. This brings me to my first crucial point. Firstly, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Just keep repeating it. Feeling lost or confused when you first encounter new concepts is completely normal. Don't expect to grasp everything in one sitting, or even after watching a single video. It might take a week or even longer, and that's perfectly fine. The key is repetition. Think about it like watching a movie. I remember when Deadpool vs. Wolverine first came out. I watched it once and thought, wow, that was amazing. But when I watched it a second time, I noticed so many details I'd missed. And then, last week, I watched it a third time with subtitles, and that's when everything truly clicked. I'm sure if I watched it a fourth or fifth time, I'd understand it even more deeply, and probably even memorize some of the lines. It's the same with Forex. It's okay if some terms or concepts don't immediately make sense. Just keep reviewing them. And here's the best part. If you still have questions after repeated viewing, that's where our next point comes in. If you find yourself thinking, I really need an answer to this, then it's time for point number 2. Secondly, find someone or something to ask. Anytime, anywhere. Imagine having a direct line to someone who can answer all your trading questions, instantly, without judgment, and completely free. Someone who doesn't care if it's morning, noon, night, or even Christmas. They're always there to provide a clear, quick answer. Do you know anyone like that? Because I do, and I'm about to share my secret weapon with you. This is an absolute game changer, especially if I were starting today. Let me introduce you to ChatGPT. This tool is incredible. If I were starting my Forex journey right now, it would be infinitely easier. Ask it anything. Give me the simplest meaning of Forex. If it's still too complex, tell it. It's still not simple enough for me, make it even simpler. You can even playfully scold it if you want. Ask it, how do you calculate USD/JPY pips? Or, give me a roadmap on how I can start Forex trading. It can answer literally everything. So now you have an invaluable resource to answer your questions anytime, anywhere. Ready for point number 3? 3. Embrace the 90-day challenge. Build momentum. This is what I call the 90-day challenge. All you need to do is commit to studying Forex for about 1 to 2 hours daily. The truth is, at the beginning, you really do need to commit more than 30 minutes a day. But once you accumulate enough experience, those 30 minutes a day become effortless. Sometimes even just 15 minutes. Think of it like a rocket ship. Do you know that a rocket expends about 90% of its fuel during launch? Why? Because it's fighting against gravity. But once it breaks free and reaches space, it only needs about 10% of its fuel to maintain momentum. The same principle applies to any industry, including Forex trading. You need to build momentum. You need to cultivate the habit of learning, staring at charts, and actually trading. Once you have that momentum, trading becomes smoother because it's integrated into your lifestyle. Your decision-making becomes sharper, requiring less mental energy when you're trading and learning. 4. Focus on one trading strategy, the MATE formula. If there's one thing that would have saved me years of time and millions of pesos, it's this: mastering just one trading strategy or framework before trying anything else. There are countless strategies out there: swing trading, scalping, day trading, ICT, SMC, Wyckoff, basic, advanced, trend following. And I'm telling you, I tried almost all of them. But I always found myself returning to the basics, specifically to what I call the MATE formula. While I did learn some things from my strategy hopping, it was a massive waste of time. I studied them, tested them, back-tested, forward-tested, and even live-traded some of them. It created nothing but confusion and, of course, inconsistency. However, I eventually realized that those times weren't completely wasted. They gave me the confidence to truly see what works, the MATE formula. So if you're like me, stubborn even when all successful traders tell you to focus on one strategy, you'll probably still try hopping around. But you'll learn from that experience and realize that sticking to one strategy really is the best approach. It's faster and creates a stronger foundation for building more advanced skills later on. So, if you're new and don't have a strategy, or if you're overwhelmed by all the strategies you're trying, let's revisit the MATE formula. M. Market trend, market direction. Simply follow whether the market is going up or down. If it's going up, look for opportunities to buy. If it's going down, look for opportunities to sell. Coach, what if it's sideways? Don't trade sideways markets. Coach, what if it's choppy? Don't trade choppy markets. A. Area of alignment. Now that you know whether to buy or sell, where do you place your trades? Look for good areas of alignment, at support, resistance, or trend lines. T. Timing. So, you're at an area of alignment, and you know you want to buy or sell. Do you just jump in immediately? No, you wait for what we call timing. This usually involves candlestick confirmations. My suggestions include hammer, shooting star, bearish bullish engulfing, morning star, and evening star. E. Exit. Finally, you need to know exactly where you're getting out of the trade. Once you've reached your predetermined point, you exit your trade, whether it's for profit, TP, or loss, SL. So, what strategy are you mastering or planning to master? Let me know in the comments below. 5. Keep a trading journal, your secret to rapid improvement. In every industry, in every career, there's a vital concept: test and refine. This means collecting data, then analyzing it to see where you can improve. Forex trading is no exception. Your trading journal is the most powerful tool for testing and refining your approach, accelerating your improvement, and boosting your win rate. Your journal will reveal what works, the most effective times for your strategy, which currencies perform best, and which time frames yield the best results. Every single trade, whether a win or a loss, is a learning opportunity. For your losing trades, you'll learn to do less of what caused them. For your winning trades, you'll learn to do more of what led to success. I always say, in the beginning, it's about quantity. Accumulate that data. Then, slowly but surely, you'll refine your approach. You see successful traders who make just 2 or 3 trades a week, some even 1. That's because they've eliminated their losing trades and focus on high-quality opportunities. How can you do that without a journal? Without a trading journal, you're essentially trading blindly, greatly increasing the chances of repeating your mistakes. Your journal should include entry and exit prices, lot size, market conditions, why you entered the trade, any relevant patterns or news events, your profits and losses, key lessons learned from that trade. 6. Network with other traders, the power of community. If I were to start learning Forex all over again, I would definitely make sure I had a community, people by my side. Networking with other traders is incredibly important. They say experience is the best teacher, but for me, The experience of others is the best teacher. You can learn from their mistakes so you don't repeat them and emulate their successes. Of course, make sure the values of your community align with yours, like a growth mindset, always pulling each other up, and a focus on simplicity. We absolutely want to eliminate the get-rich-quick mentality. A common problem among traders is that they feel isolated. They feel like they're fighting the market alone, that they can do it by themselves. However, those who isolate themselves are often the quickest to lose motivation. A one-day break can turn into years of inactivity. That's why having accountability is crucial. Someone to encourage you, to check in. Hey, how are you doing? We haven't seen you around. I highly recommend attending conferences and workshops to make friends. In our community, there was a struggling trader who shared his experience during one of our coaching calls. He said he was constantly losing. Then, another student who had gone through something similar offered a simple tweak. He applied it, and his profits became consistent, boosting his enthusiasm. Imagine, a single tip changed his entire trading career. That's how vital community is. Want to dive deeper into specific topics? Let me know what you'd like to discuss in the comments below. And if you're ready to join the Snipe community, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next videos.